I'm testing the chat. Everything looks connected. Everything looks connected. This one's not playing. Everything looks connected. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's working. Okay, I have 0 watchers so far. It's been a while. I'm going to adjust the camera so you can get all of this in there. This whole thing. How do I look? Yeah. I look like a guy who's been shut in his apartment for 2 weeks, except for to go to the grocery store. That's what I look like. Perfect. Hope everybody's doing okay. Making it through this weird time and staying safe, whatever that means. Hopefully not letting too much anxiety get to you, but staying safe at the same time. I have been, obviously, I don't know, hanging out here, doing a lot of art. It's been a while since I streamed. And part of the reason why I think is because just being kind of busy. Staying busy, which is cool. I like it. But yeah, I thought I would try to get in the habit of doing this again. And I don't really have a big script or anything. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know what I'm up to, what I've been up to. Hopefully I'll be able to see the chat. Everything technology-wise is, I don't know how stable it is. If somebody's watching, throw me a chat message and see if I can see it. I'm enlisting you guys to help me test the stream. Let me know if you can hear me, everything like that. If you want to hear me, if you don't have me muted, I wouldn't blame you. So what are we doing here? Right now I am playing a video of a demo I did for Assembly Required a couple months ago. What was that, February? Yeah, it was about a month and a half ago. I did a demo because I'm working on a painting series right now. And the painting series will be a solo show at Zapal Gallery in Asheville in July. Or at least that's the plan right now. Everything is kind of, I don't know, up in the air, I guess, a little bit. I mean, we haven't officially pushed it or canceled it. So as far as I know, it goes up July 1st. And the concept is kind of something that I'm still kind of developing, but you know, all the designs are done for this painting series. It's going to involve toys and it's going to involve movies. So it's kind of a toys and movies mashup. And I won't get any more philosophical than that, but there is kind of a philosophy behind it. Or, you know, I guess some thoughts, some ideas behind why I did it, but that's to be determined. I still have to do some write-ups and stuff. But what we're seeing here is a screen recording of me working on a process that I've been playing around with, which is to 3D model, do like a mashup of 3D modeling to stage paintings and to help me with composition. So what I'll do is I'll 3D model some stuff. Like right now I'm 3D modeling a part of the painting and just kind of roughing stuff in. And this is obviously, or if it isn't obvious, this is a Mr. Potato Head Frankenstein. And this is one of the paintings that I'm doing. This is a while ago. This painting has come along a little further, so I thought we would just kind of like watch this for a little while, and then I'll paint on this painting for a little while. Yeah, so I'm pretty much just designing a Mr. Potato Head character that is mashed up with Frankenstein. Oh, cool. So my stuff crashed. Just had a crashing crash. That was cool. I've been having some weird computer problems lately, which I know is like the funnest story to hear about. But yeah, I've been trying to get this stream going since 6:30. My tablet stopped registering. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it still works. All this crazy stuff is happening. And now software is just it's read only again. I don't know what's going on. Oh boy, technology, what fun. All right, so I thought maybe you guys might be bored, maybe in need of some entertainment, and I'm gonna try to I don't know if you guys can check out some of the stuff I've been working on. So working on this painting series, and this is just me 3D modeling some of the characters, and I'm gonna fast forward through this a little bit. So while I was recording this demo, I was also talking to people because I was at a booth at this con that I did a while back, and so there are like whole 10 and 15-minute portions of this that are just like no activity. Here I'm starting to model some of this other stuff. So like the purpose behind this is so I can play around with different compositions and kind of think about what the painting's going to be while I'm doing this. And also an added benefit is some of these may be turned into toys when I'm finished with the series. I can finish them out, sculpt them the rest of the way, and then develop them into toys. Seriously considering doing that with maybe this one and another one at least. So yeah, so that's kind of like where I was at with that. I think I've got another video. So this is just me getting the this mannequinized model in place, kind of. And so I'm not like really worried too much about detail. I'm just kind of taking the different parts to different levels of detail, but not really worried too much. I just kind of am thinking about the pose and trying out some different things there. So I don't have to draw it a million times. I mean, drawing is definitely part of painting, and there's no getting around that. And I do like drawing. I don't like tediously drawing things over and over again. I feel more comfortable with doing 3D modeling for stuff. And so once all this stuff is, or let me rephrase that. Right now, this is kind of the jam I'm on. I'm just like trying this out for this series, and it's been going pretty well so far. I mean, I can't say that this is like what I'm going to be doing every time, but it's been going pretty well. It went pretty well for this. I'm still working on the paintings, of course, but it's going pretty well. So, sorry, I'm checking the chat. Checking the chat not because there's a bunch of messages coming in, but because I never know if it's working or not. I don't know, man. They keep telling me that we're living in the future and technology is going to take over the planet and all this stuff, but I'm not sure. Not sure. I think we've got a while to go. Plug that in. So anyways, yeah, I'm just messing around with this pose here, and just doing a little bit of painting, and then, you know, this is kind of like rough sketching, pretty much, just playing around with some stuff. And let's see what else we got. I realize this isn't a very professional production. Hopefully at least you can hear me. Checking my levels over here. I think you can. I don't know if anybody's watching. So I'm kind of talking to myself in my apartment. I've basically been locked in this apartment for 2 weeks, except for to go to the grocery store. And yeah, so pretty much seems like the logical next step is for me to start just kind of talking to myself in my apartment. So it's okay that a lot of people aren't watching and I'm streaming out into the ether. All right, so here's my Mr. Potato Head here. I'm doing lots of stuff, making some hands for him right now. I think I abandoned that. there's that one. And then let's see if I've got anything else that's worth. I wanted to get to the part where I start rendering it, because that's when I can start really staging it. You know, I mean, a lot of painters will stage stuff, and you know they'll set up a photo shoot or whatever with models, and take some photographs, and then they'll paint from that as reference. So this is a similar thought to that. This is a similar idea to that, except for I'm using software. You know, instead of sculpting a Mr. Potato Head carrying a woman, this is actually going to be the Bride of Frankenstein. I was a little bit leery. I have this natural inclination toward like secrecy, and it's not really because of paranoia or anything. It's just because I don't want to spoil surprises, you know. But you know, I've really got to like kind of let people know that I'm working on this, so when it comes out and when I hang it up, that people will actually know exists. It's kind of what you have to do. So just decided, you know, I'm gonna reveal some of my secrets, I guess you could say. Why can't I see the time? There we go, there's the time. So here I'm just rendering some different shots. So like this is the real benefit of doing this, like what I've been trying to do, is I can set up different cameras and just kind of play with compositions, figure out the most cinematic, or like whatever I like the best. But you know, as you can see, the mannequin is really kind of basic, rudimentary. It's not gonna look anything like this. It's just kind of to start getting the feel of the pose, what it might be, and just trying to get ideas, you know, just throw things up against the wall, see what sticks, pretty much. And then that way I can just kind of iterate things more quickly. Quickly is, it doesn't always go so quickly, but, you know, just so I can develop ideas. So I'm just exporting some stuff right now. So here was when I started to paint, and there's really no need to look at all this because I'm gonna start painting now. Just painting. Let's see, can I get rid of this? All right. So here is where I'm at on this guy now. This is pretty much where it's going. I changed some of this stuff down here a little bit, and yeah, it's coming along pretty good so far. This is going to be a big painting. It's going to be 24 inches by 24 inches when it's printed, so that means I can go a little bit crazier on detail. I started bringing in some lightning type effects, but those are just rough sketches right now. Not exactly sure what's going to happen there. Got some reference over here I'm going to work from. Let's see if I can get the bride a little bit more worked out. I know that I want a blue light coming in. Some rim light probably. Not exactly sure where it's all going to be coming from right now, but I'm going to just say that there's like a blue light coming from back there somewhere behind them. And maybe it's bouncing off something over here. Up. Guess it would bounce off here. Yeah, just So for anybody that just started watching, I'm working on a painting series right now that's going to be hanging up at Zapal Gallery in July. It's going to be 8 paintings, and it's pretty much toy related. A lot of like, it's toys mashed up with movie genres, kind of, and pretty much inspired by this this idea I had been toying around with, just how, when I was a kid, and I think that a lot of people were like this, I had like G.I. Joe Man or whatever kind of toys when I was a kid. And they were never really like the G.I. Joe men that they were supposed to be. They're always like these characters that I made up. And a lot of the stuff, so it wasn't just toys, it wasn't just the objects themselves, it was also stories. And it was when, it's when people start learning to tell stories, or what stories are. People are really into stories. I mean, it's pretty much everything. I mean, we even tell stories to ourselves about our own lives. We tend to put them into this narrative structure. I think it's just a human thing, and we're kind of like all the heroes of our own stories. And so, like, when you're a little kid, you start learning about all this, and then if you're like me and you're watching old horror movies with your aunts and with your grandma, and all kinds of movies and stuff, like, I developed a love of movies when I was really little. And I watched some movies that probably, I'm not sure, I know that they weren't made for kids, but, I watched them anyway with adult supervision, and yeah, probably messed me up. No, I'm kidding. Didn't mess me up, but it definitely woke up, my imagination. I think it woke up my imagination. And so then I had these toys, action figures, stuff like Mr. Potato Head and stuff like that, and make up stories about them, make up narratives. And so that's kind of the idea of this painting series. And so these are all just kind of, I'd say, I mean, I don't really like the idea of nostalgia as a rule. I mean, I think it's kind of like not great to be super nostalgic about everything. But there's probably something nostalgic about some of this stuff. I mean, I do like old movies, not for the nostalgia, but just because I like them. Especially, Bride of Frankenstein's one of my favorites. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't know. It might be like super terrible or problematic. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, so I don't know. There's not a ton to say about this one. I'm just working on it. This is kind of the concepts that will be explored with the painting series. I think I'm just gonna put some light in here just to start popping these folks off of here. Maybe I should go to Facebook and see if anybody's on, or see if bolts might come back later, but right now they're just grossing me out. Just want some lightning type light back here right now. I'm just going to do it again. Color dodge layer, you can get some really cool light effects with color dodge. Probably just going to paint it in, take my time and paint it in real slow. Really, especially around parts like her hair, without anything, it's just going to disappear in the background. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I'll probably lose some of these edges again as I'm going, but it's nice just to get the silhouette for right now. Just put some stuff in here. Just a little bit of light to pop them a little bit. I think that looks pretty cool. At least I can see what I'm doing now. So the bride has bandages all up and down her arms, and they're a little bit darker than her dress. I'm gonna make them a little bit cooler. Okay, what's going on? Does undo not work on my computer anymore? Wouldn't be a bit surprised. Wow. All right. Pink is a very strange color to try to desaturate. If you try to desaturate red, it just goes pink. That's it. That's all there is to it. All right, so let's wrap some bandages. She's got them all the way down her fingers. Pretty cool. I think that's going to present some challenges. So I hope everybody's been doing okay. In my town, they started some newer restrictions today. They want everybody to stay home and only go out for essential stuff, which it really doesn't sound much different than what they were saying before. It just sounds like it's more official now. They're really trying to keep more people from getting sick. But anyway, you know what? I don't really want to talk about it. I think we've probably all heard enough about it. I do hope that everybody's cool, staying safe and stuff like that, but I won't talk about it anymore. But if you are wondering, why I have this beard, it's because I've lost my mind and I've become a survivalist weirdo. So that's my new reality. Let's see, I don't love this. Let's make a decision here. Should they wrap this way or the other way? They wrap this way.